morning, my name is Jenna and today I am doing a tag video. So last night, well technically it was this morning, I went to the midnight screening of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And it was incredible, like it was such a good film. I cannot begin to describe how good the movie was. So I will be doing a full review of the movie which will be up on my channel very soon. But for now you just have to deal with Newt. I bought a Newt. I couldn't not buy Newt because like the movie was just that good. So I went out today and bought him and he's really cute. So, in honor of the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them movie, today I'm doing the Fantastic Beasts movie book tag. This tag was created by Peter over at Peter Clark the writer, and I was tagged by Roya from the channel Roya Eve Reads. So I'll be leaving a link to both of their videos in the description box below. You should definitely go and check them out. They are awesome videos. I loved them so much. It's so much fun watching them. So Peter has come up with 10 fantastic questions, each of which have something to do with a fantastic creature. I think we see them all in the movie. I don't actually recognize all of the names, but I recognize some of the descriptions, so I'm pretty sure that we saw them all, and that makes me actually no, hold on. Okay, so one of these creatures we didn't see in the film, which is upsetting, but I'm just gonna get straight into the tag. But also these questions are kind of long, so I will probably be reading them off my laptop. So sorry in advance, my brain is not that great at remembering things. So question 1, Niffler. Seeking out treasure like jewelry or coins and stealing whatever they can get their claws on is their greatest skill. So what is a book you've borrowed or stolen? So this question I'm going with Adventures of the Wishing Chair by Enid Blyton, but I'm basically going with any Enid Blyton book that I actually own because I took all of these from my mother. So she used to have them in the cupboard in the study, and then when I was just first getting into reading, I would sort of pick them up and read them. They're such easy little books, like they've got little pictures in them as well. And now they're mine and they live in my room, and I'm probably going to pass these down to my kids when I'm older, but at the same time, let's be real here, I don't pass books on to anyone. Mine. Question 2, Bowtruckle. Pickett is one of Newt's favourite creatures who has a talent for picking locks. I totally know who Pickett is now after seeing the film. Pickett's cute, you'll like him. What is your personal favourite book that unlocks the key to your true personality? Anyone who knows me will know my answer to this question, and it is of course Akane by Lynette Noni. I feel like Alex and I think I've said this in multiple videos, Alex and I are very similar. We both say things that we really shouldn't. We both get ourselves into situations that are just sometimes not very good, and then we have to try and get out of them. So Alex is kind of like my soul sister in a way. I like to think she is anyway. So this book is definitely the one that unlocks my true personality. Question 3, Thunderbird, which incidentally is a house at Ilvermorny. I'm not in that house, so. One flap of a thunderbird's wings can create enormous storms, and their power gives them the ability to sense danger. Oh, just Frank. What is a book that creates a storm of discussion because of the danger it attracts? So I wasn't really sure what to go with for this question, but I ended up deciding on Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. This book deals with the very controversial topic of euthanasia and sort of, legalized suicide. So this one definitely has a lot of discussion revolved around it because some people think that it's not a great book in discussion to that. Some people think that it is, and I mean, I believe that it was done really well, but I know some people believe that it wasn't. So that's why this one definitely has a huge discussion sort of around it because of those topics. Question 4, Swooping Evil. The Swooping Evil was really cool in the movie. An extremely scary creature that is capable of sucking out brains and whose venom can erase any bad memory. Ooh. What is a book you'd like to forget? Allegiant by Veronica Roth. Honestly, I really loved Divergent, I loved Insurgent, and then I read Allegiant, and I did enjoy it when I first read it, and then the more I thought about it, the more I went, you know what? This is not a very good book. It definitely did not live up to the first 2 books in the series. It sort of ruined the... Oh, my book's a bit dirty. Anyway, it sort of ruined the series for me, so I would like to forget this book. Maybe we can rewrite it, maybe we can come up with a new ending for the Divergent trilogy, and then I might, finally get an answer to the series that I actually like. Question 5, Demiguise. Peaceful beasts that can turn invisible and have light precognitive abilities, allowing them to feel the future and change it by anticipating outcomes. What is the book that depicts and predicts a possibly visible future, bleak or otherwise? So for this question, I'm going with The 100 by Cass Morgan. I don't think that, we'll end up living in space or anything, but I do think that the possibility of a nuclear war is a very real one, and if that's the case, then yeah, we're gonna destroy the planet just like these ancestors did. So let's hope it doesn't come to that. Question 6, Okami. They can grow to the size of a football field or drink to the size of a tiny teacup. What is the largest book you own and the smallest book you own? I'm not really sure this is the smallest book I own or the largest book I own, but I kind of wanted to go with a Harry Potter theme here. So the smallest book that I own, or that I've decided to show you, is Tales of Beedle the Bard by J.K. Rowling. And the largest book I own is very heavy and I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to hold it up with one hand. That is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the illustrated edition. And that is actually going to fall, so I'm just going to put that down. So yeah, this one, I don't really know if it's the smallest book that I own. It's definitely one of the smallest books that I own. It's only like 108, 9, 10 pages long, but it is hardback, which makes it a little bit bigger. So I probably have smaller books, but I really wanted to go with the Harry Potter theme and I couldn't really be bothered looking for one smaller, so. And then this one is definitely one of the biggest books that I own. It is, you know, huge, but it's also beautiful and it's got the most amazing illustrations inside. I still need to pick up the Chamber of Secrets illustrated edition. I'm not really sure why I haven't yet. I should really get on that. Question 7 is a Nundu. Nundu. Oh, wait. No. Okay, I don't actually know if we saw a Nundu in the film because the description is difficult to catch. They can move silently despite their immense size. So I don't really recognize one like this. What is an audiobook you listen to silently whilst traveling? None, because I don't listen to audiobooks. I want to. There's something that I'm really sort of interested in, but as of this second, I have never really listened to an audiobook before. Actually, that's a lie. I've listened to 1.5. I listened to Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince when I was on a vacation in South Africa, and I listened to like half of Jane Eyre for university because I just couldn't get into the novel. But, you know, so if I had to pick between those two, I would be picking Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince because, who was it? Stephen, no, what's his name? I don't know the name of the guy that did the audiobook, but it was awesome, so definitely listen to that. Figure out who it is and then listen to it. Question 8, Graphorn. Graphorn, I think. Newt has saved the last breeding pair and without him the species as a whole would have gone extinct. Oh my god. Yes, I know exactly who that is. Okay, so that must mean that the other character, oh, maybe not. So what is a book that is going extinct that you want to save? And I thought long and hard about this question because I don't really know of any books that are going extinct that I would want to save. So instead I've kind of gone with a bit of a series that was popular in the 80s. When did this book get released? Oh, they have no, there we go, nope. Okay, so there's no date on these books. How can you publish a book without a date? Okay, there's literally no date on these books, but anyway, these books are the Trixie Belden series. So Trixie Belden is a like teenage detective, kind of like Nancy Drew. And honestly, these books are a lot of fun. They're definitely worth reading. So I think if I was gonna save any series, it would be this one. I'd want these books to get sort of popular again, if they ever were popular to begin with, and then everyone can talk about how amazing they are. So these are the books I picked. Well, this series is the series that I picked for this question. And question 9 3/4, a billywig. Their powerful sting can affect both muggles and magical folk alike. What is a book you've read with someone else that stung you both emotionally? So I don't really do any buddy reads like at all, but I did participate in the Harry Potter readathon this year. So I'm gonna go with a Harry Potter book because it's one of the only books that I know that I read with other people. And that means of course I'm going with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. This one I read sort of in conjunction with other people. You know, when I was doing the readathon, we all sort of read it together and we all talked about it online and cried a lot while reading it. I think this is like, couldn't even tell you how many times I've read it and I cried every time without fail. It's just such a sad book. And finally, question 10, Erumpent. A friendly creature unless you're a foe, their thick hide can repel most spells and charms. What is an extremely dense read that was hard for you to get through? Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. I had to read this one for university and I'm never reading it again. I don't want to read any of her books and I can guarantee I'm going to have to read another one for uni at some point, but it was so dense and I found it so hard to get through. It is literally one of the smallest books that I own. It could even be smaller than, okay, no, it's not smaller than Tales of Beedle the Bard, but it's so small and it took me like 2 weeks to read because it was just so dense and I hate books like that. I cannot stand it. I like books that are easy to read and fun, and this was neither of those things. So thank you, Roya, for tagging me to do this. I had a lot of fun. I hope that you all liked my answers, even if some of them probably don't make a lot of sense, but you know, I think I read a lot of books and then I sit down to do a tag video and I go, actually, I really haven't read that much. So that is a resolution for next year, read more books. So I'm only tagging 2 people to do this one, and that is Casey from Books K and Alex from Alex's Fiction Addiction. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section below your answers to any of these questions, and also let me know if you've seen the movie and what you thought, because I have no words to describe how I feel about that movie. I'll let Newt do all the talking for me. Look at him. If you like this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. Stay random. Bye.